I guess I attract stalkers of all ages, of all races, of all ethnicities. I don't know, I guess something on my face says, hey, stalk me. Before, a long time ago, I used to work at a supermarket, and it was like one of my first jobs, and what I would do is put stuff away and whatnot, right? So it was a huge supermarket, and I would push cars and everything, I'd be sweating, I'd be tired, I felt like I was breaking my back, I felt like I was dying. And you meet all kinds of customers, like pleasant ones, unpleasant ones, young, old, and one day I met this elderly customer, and he seemed like a sweet, nice guy. Kind of. I remember I was working, and he asked me a question for something. He's like, "Oh, are you new here? Because I haven't seen you around lately. I've seen you a few times, but I haven't seen you before." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like I just started working here not so long ago." He's like, "Okay, like how, like do you like it here?" I'm like, "Yeah." So like little small talks here and there, and I'll see him occasionally. So he was a regular customer that would go to the supermarket, and he never said anything weird, and you know, a lot of people have said weird things to me, but usually I just like ignore it, whatever. And slowly, after like weeks, days, hours, he would eventually start complimenting me here and there, saying like, "Oh, you look nice today." Didn't think anything bad about it. "Oh, you have like really pretty eyes." Like, nothing bad about it. Until like he started feeling a bit too comfortable with me. So every time he would see me, he would grab like my hands and be like, "Hi, it's like it was nice seeing you." But you know, older people do that. I mean, I didn't think anything bad about it. So I was like, "Oh, whatever." He's just being like an old man greeting a person, whatever. And then it started kind of getting weird, where he would come not just once a day, but twice a day, 3 times a day, just like to get something at the store. But he would always find me first. So it was kind of getting weird, and then eventually one day I was like pushing carts outside, and he stops me, and we were having a little small talk, but I'm like trying not to have small talk with him because I was in the middle of like pushing all these carts. After our small talk, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing after work?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to school." He's like, "Oh, school? Alright, okay. Do you think I can get your phone number?" And I was like, I don't know, it just caught me off guard, because I mean, I never thought of him like that. I never thought he was ever gonna ask me that. I never even thought he was interested that way. And so I was like, since I was so shocked, in the most like bitchiest way, I didn't mean to be a bitch about it. I was literally like, no, like, and he looked shocked himself, because I'm always talking to him in such a nice, like, respectful way. But at that moment, I was like, "What? Weirdo? No, like, no, I don't want to give you my phone number," but I didn't say that. And so it's like, "Oh," like him being shy. I was like, "Oh, do you have a boyfriend or something?" And I'm like, "Yes, I do have a boyfriend." He was like, "Oh, okay." And he started mumbling something, and he like left inside. I'm like, "Okay, that's weird." So I'm like, "Okay, maybe he won't talk to me again, or you know, maybe I'll make weird conversations." But yeah, that didn't stop him. I guess after asking for my phone number, he got even more comfortable, and he would call me like beautiful, like, "Hi beautiful, like how are you today, pretty, blah blah blah." And I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, I never want to talk to him ever again. So one day when I was going through the aisles, all I hear is him saying, "Hey beautiful, don't walk away like you didn't see me." But I didn't even see him in the first place. So I turned around, and he grabbed me like from my shoulder, and he kissed me on the cheek. And I was like, "What the heck?" Like, and I was like, "Ew!" Like, I don't know. I felt like things were like crawling all over my cheek. I don't know. I know I'm exaggerated, but I felt freaking disgusting. He just spit.
Oh my goodness.
I think I just spit. That was intense. Anyway, so I was just like, "Ew!" Like, and at that point, like, I didn't care if he was a customer. I didn't care about, because I didn't care he was a customer. I wasn't just straight up be rude to him. I was like, "Don't you ever do that to me ever again. Like, stay away from me." And he literally, this guy literally laughed. Like, he like speed walked away. Like, he's literally speed walked away, and I'm just like, what the heck? And then, I mean, it may not be a big deal for like some people, but it's like, no, I don't want some random person thinking that they could touch me that way. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? No. I reported it to the assistant manager because the main manager wasn't there. And my assistant manager was like, okay, like next time if you see him, you walk the other way. Like, don't even acknowledge him or anything. And if he's talking to you, he's calling out your name, don't turn around and just keep walking, and keep walking until like you find me or like the manager. And I'm like, all right, okay, cool. And the assistant manager said that they were gonna go and talk to the main manager about it, but I didn't want to wait for that. So the next day when I worked, the main manager came in, and so I confronted my main manager about it. And my main manager was like, all right, like next time, like you show me who that person is, so I could take them to the side, so I could have talk with them about this. I'm like, all right, thank you. And that exact same day, I saw him, and I saw that guy, and he kept calling my name, but I was ignoring him, and like literally like speed walking throughout the store trying to find my manager. Eventually I saw my manager, but he was speed walking too, and I was like, hey, psst. Like I was calling out his name, and he was like, yeah, and he was like, walk with me. And I told him like, oh, the guy's here, he's somewhere in the store. And he's like, really? Keep an eye out for him and let me know. And I'm like, okay. So while we're having this conversation, he was walking, my main manager was walking to a cash register because he had to like change his like, he had to put change into his drawer. And then next thing you know, I look up, and it's that my stalker. He was right there as like the first customer that my main manager was serving, and he was just had this like Kool-Aid smile looking at me. I'm like, oh, I just want to like bash your head into the cash register. And I was like, oh my god. I looked at my main manager, and I like you know, the whole eye thing, like, and he was like, and my main manager got the gist what I was trying to say, and like my main manager gave me the look like, I got you. And so later that day, my main manager came to me saying that they couldn't talk to that stalker because my main manager didn't want to go in front of everybody and be like, yo, why did you kiss her? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like not make a scene about it. So eventually, my main manager saw him come in 2 days like later and had like a talk with him, and so he never came again. But that made me leave that store because I felt really uncomfortable working late at night because that guy would come just to bother me at work. So I feel like, I don't know, if he was crazy enough to do that, knowing that cameras are looking at him, then who knows what he could have done. And that's why I don't work at supermarkets anymore.